Clive Anderson.
They've got the power of the Green Cross Code inside them.
I remember seeing my mother smashed to pieces in front of me.
There was 35 deaths on the road a day.
I am Green Cross about this. The Green Cross Code becomes a new religion.
I got you, kid!
This is the Green Cross Code. I can cross the street.
Tell us the words of the Green Cross Code.
Hello everyone, welcome to Coming This Summer. I'm Luke Illingworth, and joining me today we have Drew Woolnough.
Hello everyone.
And Will South.
Hello, everyone.
Very musical hellos.
We might get a little drop in by Ross later.
Yeah,
but
special guest.
Special guest number 2.
Actually, he needs to, because isn't he? We were saying the other day, he's the only other person other than
He's
you.
been in everyone,
Luke,
yeah.
been in everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he needs to be in there. He's like the Michael Cera of the podcast.
Michael Cera did miss one, so...
That's true, yeah.
So he is the Michael Cera of the podcast.
Word.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Well, we will see.
Let's pants.
Let's pants.
I mean pod.
So what do you want to do today? How do you want to figure it out? Does anyone have an idea? Or should we do the word game? Or I got me draw?
Oh, let's do the draw.
Yeah, do the draw. We haven't done the draw since Love Film, since Friends the movie.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do me draw. Here we go.
Get your drawers out.
Yep. Oh.
Just
Hear
realised
some rattling.
a lot of it is paper.
Oh.
Well,
we've worked on it.
Okay, let me get right in there. Right deep.
God, that sounds like a huge draw.
Yeah.
A huge box office draw.
I just found an old porn CD.
Oh, cheeky.
I'll be watching that. Wait, let me find something else. We can't
An
make
old
a porno.
porn CD-ROM.
Yeah, we can't make a porno, can we?
It wouldn't be too good in Hollywood.
We already almost made it in Jam Honey, then quickly steered it back to horror.
Yeah.
Okay, what's this? It's the Green Cross Code.
Oh.
Right.
I'm seeing like vast vista landscapes and like some sort of trek through the countryside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does the Green Cross Code cover again? I can't remember.
It's just like the safety rules of the road. I think it's just like for pedestrians as well.
Is it like those little hedgehog adverts when they were King of the Road?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta look both ways and all that shit.
All that bullshit. Right. Okay.
One thing that pops in my head. Oh, Ross is here. He can help us.
Oh.
Hold! Stop the presses! Stop it now!
Stop on the road. Look both ways. Ross is here.
Oh, I typed in
We've got to look both ways before you pod.
Here he comes.
Oh, classic.
Oh, here's his
here
swag
he
bag.
is.
Whey!
Hey.
Is he there?
I'm roasted, honestly.
You're roasted.
Oh,
Roasted.
Ross, we need your help.
Yeah.
We've fallen at the
Okay.
first hurdle.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Well, I had kind of an idea, but
Go on.
I'll fill you in, Ross. I put my hand
Okay.
in my drawer, and I came out with the Green Cross Code.
The Green Cross Code.
Do you know what that is?
Yes, that whole fucking like thing that they teach you as a kid, isn't it?
Yeah, like how to cross the road and all that bollocks.
What if I don't know? I just had this idea. What if it's a person? You know how like driverless cars have become a thing.
Yeah.
What if it's the last remaining person writing these books and they're being slowly phased out?
All right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they're like, you know, desperately trying to provide for their family or whatever, and like it's just not cool to be writing these sorts of things anymore.
Yeah, or maybe the roads are getting too safe, and in order to need Green Cross Code manuals, he starts mowing people down on
yeah.
the
It's
road.
like a Walter White kind of scenario. He's doing it for all the right reasons, but like he's being evil at the same time.
Yeah, but he's literally killing people, or like he's trying not to kill them at first. He's trying to like injure people on the road so he can teach them. But
he could be like trying to set up. He could be trying to set up like the electric cars, making them seem like they're bad. So we go back to
trying to set them up
to gas-powered cars, which then you need the Green Cross Code.
Yeah.
Well, or he's just sabotaging. Like maybe he's not even changing them to gas. He's just sabotaging them so that they will be unsafe on the road, so that they will be decommissioned and people will start driving normal petrol-based cars and run people over again, like things should be.
Yeah. Back in my day.
Back in my day, if you hit me at 35 miles per hour, I wouldn't be getting up.
There was 35 deaths on the road a day.
Oh, it was a sweet time, it was.
I remember seeing my mother smashed to pieces in front of me.
She'd never looked so beautiful.
I always wondered what they looked like on the inside.
It was the closest she ever got to flying. She didn't take to those airplanes, but she loved a good dangerous road.
Thank you to the Green Cross Code. Yeah, so right, we've got this guy. He wants to make sure that the Green Cross Code keeps getting used, but he's seeing that it's being abandoned in favour of safe, automatically driven cars.
Yeah,
that don't ever. They're 100% accurate. They get you to your destination every time without incident.
And if someone's in front of them, they know to stop. They have excellent brakes or something. So this is like a slightly near future type thing. Yeah. I'm guessing. Yeah, we said it in the. We don't say when, but it's like the near future. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like roughly like 10 years or so, like that, something like that.
So everything kind of is similar, except for a little bits of technology have changed. So it's not like new sci-fi city, but we've got these kind of weird things like the electric cars. Yeah. Okay.
And then like there can be like a bit of clothing on everyone that's slightly changed, like how in Star Trek whenever they dress up in a suit, it's like got no collar or something, but like a stripe on the shoulder.
Yeah. Or like in
Aliens, they just have a suit, but with the collar turned up. That's all they did.
Yeah. And that literally just made me think. I think it's like they're like Star Trek Nemesis or something, where they've got like a band. I think at Troy and Riker's wedding, and the drummer's got. He's just playing a drum kit, but they've got green plastic cymbals because whoa, sci-fi.
Starship Troopers with the PVC fucking violin that he has. So it's like exactly.
Yeah.
The green lights on it.
So we've got all these little weird, it's basically the same, but they're just stupid quirks that people wear their trousers really high or something like that.
Yeah.
Up to their armpits.
Really, really high.
Up to their armpits.
No. That was the 30s, wasn't it?
Exactly. It all comes back round.
Well, that's it. Exactly.
So Pilnut, where do you want this film to go from here? What do you think? Because obviously his motivation is that he wants to provide for his family. Are we going to show him as like an evil main character that you've got to try and sympathise?
I was just thinking, do we make him evil or do we make him?
No, he's a really, really boring run-of-the-mill pencil-pushing person who writes these manuals. That's all they are. But they go like full-on fucking mental. That's all I reckon.
And maybe he's got a family. Maybe his wife's sick or something like that. He's got to pay. He's got bills to pay and stuff. He's trying to provide, as you say. And so basically he's on the edge of nervous exhaustion anyway. He's at the end of his tether, and he's had it with these bloody digital honey cars that are slip back into jam honey. Crossover. The coming this summer cinematic universe.
What if it is like quite a bit in the future and people have forgotten the Green Cross Code? So it's not that they're going out of business because the roads are now safe. The roads have been safe for ages,
But people just don't know how to cross the road.
So, but then all of a sudden, there's like a glitch.
Oh,
or something, and now people have to go. People have to go back to manual cars. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe he's
okay.
the hero.
Yeah, so he's the only one who
Yeah.
knows the green. Maybe he's studied it. Like maybe he's like again kind of a pencil pusher, but like in a museum of kind of a sort of a society-based museum, and he got lumped. He did this big degree, but he got lumped with the section that's based on transport and like Green Cross Code and sort of rules of the road.
He works in like the London Transport Museum that is now largely closed. Like it only opens on a Thursday evening.
It's really run down. Yeah.
He's sort of like the curator of rules and safety, and no one has ever come to visit his section.
Because no one cares about the safety man, because it's lame, it's like everyone wants to be a bit dangerous, and like
everyone's coming in, and like if they go past his section, obviously I don't know how many people are visiting on a Thursday night just at the London Transport Museum in the future, but they come in and their kids are going, "Look, mummy, what does that man do?" And they just go, just hurry away, it's fine.
What does that man do? Nothing, dear.
He's nobody.
We live in dangerous times, fun dangerous times. Come on.
It could maybe like the opening scene could be like a little kid who like walks out into the middle of the road and there's a car about to hit it, and you see him like kind of like there's a slight bit of glee in his eyes, thinking like I can save the child by teaching her to look left and right. But then the car, like maybe just like a huge thing, just comes flying out, which catches the child in like a nice blanket
and gives it a milkshake.
Yeah, and then it's all
and ruffles their hair.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like a Mickey Mouse type hand,
like, totally,
coming out of the side of this this car, and like
metal stick in a ball.
In one hand it has a milkshake, and the other has a blanket. And as it's giving him the milkshake, as it pulls away, it clicks and points its finger at him and reclines back into the car. And this is all while the car has sort of like tipped up on its nose and flipped over the child to land back on its wheels.
Completely,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and like the engine is sort of almost making an "a" sort of like sound.
Yeah.
I got you, kid.
Awesome.
Cool.
I like
right.
it.
Cool.
I just thought of one more tiny detail that I think would be funny as well. If we're saying it's set in now in a slightly further future, and we're talking about quirky fashion, can part of the problem also be that the fashion has evolved as really, really stiff high collars, so it's incredibly hard for adults and children to turn their neck left and right. So it's very difficult for them.
There's no need to look left and right, is it?
There's no need to, and they can't, and they physically can't if they want to be trendy.
Exactly.
So it's a comment on the fashion industry as well.
Could we?
Has fashion gone too far?
When fashion fights back.
Fashion is driving
when
him.
Fashion
insane.
fucks you.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that because everyone can drive around in these faultless cars, that even in London with the high footfall of pedestrian traffic, there's no one walking the streets because they're all zooming around at 100 miles an hour in these cars, big or small. You could have one man cars, but he's like out of monkey dust. The man like just walking the streets on his own to like
Clive Anderson.
Yeah, and he goes back to his grotty little flat where his wife is like really sick, and he's like, "I'm sorry, dear, I could only bring back half a sandwich today."
And she's like,
"It's the cars.
Okay,
it's just the cars you see."
No, I like that. He does that, and he shows her it, and she just grabs it and eats it.
Slow down. If you eat too fast, it might kill you.
But also, she's a really awful and selfish person as well. But he can't really see it. But maybe one day he should. He doesn't know about the Green Cross Code until one day when he finds it in a box just in the museum. Yeah. And it's like a revelation where he's like, "No, I can cross the street. I can do it." And like he learns to cross the street, and that starts fucking all the cars up because all the cars have like technology has evolved from step to step, and they don't know what to do when a human walks out into the road,
Right.
and he starts making all the cars crash, and then people are flocking to the museum like, oh my god, what do we do? What do we do? And he's at the museum.
You have to save us.
Yeah. And he's got the Green Cross code, and he goes, "This is the Green Cross code." And he becomes
like the Bible.
Some sort of holy leader.
No,
It
he's
was like a messianic
Messiah,
figure.
Yeah.
Teach us.
It becomes the Green Cross Code becomes a new religion in this future.
Yeah.
They're called the Greenies.
The Greenies.
Well, I was just looking up the Green Cross Code, and there was a Green Cross Code man, which was like a superhero that taught kids how to cross the road, played by David Prowse.
What?
Really?
Like fucking Darth Vader.
Wow.
So he's got to make an appearance, isn't he?
I mean, he had an amazing walk, so that makes sense. You know, David Prowse is a man who could strut.
So what happens? So once he's realised he's this like almost like superhero / new religious messiah,
the man who can walk anywhere.
Yeah. So like the man who can walk anywhere, and it's like triggers this movement of walkers, and like it's like in The Walking Dead, like people in the cars are like, my God, there's some walkers like that. But it's a good thing because people are getting healthier. Maybe it's like in Wall-E and everyone's really fat.
Everyone's
just
fat,
driving
yeah.
around.
And he's the only like sort of skinny guy, like, and he's because he walks everywhere because he's so poor and he's got to keep them away.
Because I was just thinking, there's the old thing about with Jesus, and he walked on water.
Yeah,
this could be his thing. He was like, oh,
who walks on the road?
On the road.
He walked on tarmac. I was just thinking as well. Maybe as the movie goes on and more people start following him, and the cars are at risk because these are very sophisticated cars. They have a degree of artificial intelligence. They're on the edge of being decommissioned, and then they become sentient and start an uprising against them. So by the end, the cars are also rebelling. Like literally, they're out to kill people. Yeah.
But I think it's really hard for the cars. Obviously, it's really hard for them to actually hurt a human being because they're so inherently programmed to not. To avoid any accidents, that what's happening is every time a person steps out in front of them, they swerve and they like sort of plow into each other. But also that the ensuing carnage, just obviously like their inhibitor chips are broken and they just sort of like run over people. And it's like almost like the Matrix, when the machines take over, but then there's the war between the people in Zion and the machines. It's a war between the walkers and the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
and is there like a master car? There should be a master car.
The one that breaks their programming first should be a master car.
Elon Musk had his consciousness uploaded into a Tesla car.
Yeah. But
it's just like the bog standard model. It's nothing special.
Yeah. Yes, it's really small and it's got like this grizzled appearance.
His name is now E10N.
Yeah. Awesome.
I like this. We need some conflict.
Well, I think we've found it. Elon Musk or E10N.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, maybe, so he's trying to get the Tesla back.
Well, he
wants people back in their cars.
Yeah, so he wants people.
He wants cars safe again. That's all he wants.
Yeah. No, maybe the car is so like statistical. It's like the roads have been safe for 100 years for 100% of the time, and now this man is fucking it all up.
Yeah.
And it's like, but he just can't wrap his little tiny geary head around the fact that this one man controls so much power from a tiny little book, and he wants the book to learn its secrets. And maybe at the end he can get the book, or maybe like in the end, like when Neo goes and talks to like the architect.
Yeah.
And in that thing, maybe there can be like this truce, and the Messiah of the Green Cross Code goes in, like sits in the car, E10N car, and talks to him, and they sort of there's like this sort of fragile thing, like truce as he leaves, but then inside the car realizes that he's left the Green Cross code in the glove compartment, and the car reads it. But where can it go from there?
I think that the car should maybe in this kind of sit down with the messianic figure, the car kills our main character. He kills our main character and he gets the Green Cross code, and it's like, oh shit, everything's gone, everything's going down, and maybe like we've got like an ally of the guy who maybe like a new love interest of the messianic character that's been introduced earlier. She goes to him as he's dying, and she's like, "Oh God, what are we gonna do? They've won. How are we gonna be able to live our lives as you taught us?" And then it's just it's okay. He has the book, but you've got the Green Cross code inside of there, and he points at her heart, and they realize they've got the power of the Green Cross code inside them. They don't need the book; they've got it inside them. And nothing that car can do can
They
stop
always
them.
have. They always
did, yeah. And that car can't handle it.
Maybe when she says, "What do we do? You can't leave us. What will we do without you?" And he just looks up into her eyes and says, "Look both ways." And like as he's walking along in front of all these people, he's reciting passages from the Green Cross code, he's like, "Oh, always wait 3 seconds," or like at a pelican crossing, make sure that no cars are coming, and like stuff like that.
And then, then perhaps the biggest twist of all at the end is they find the tattered copy of the Green Cross code. They realise that it says even if the light's green, it still may not be safe. And then you see like E10N's eye open, and then it cuts to credits.
Yeah. So as maybe as that the evil car reads the Green Cross code, like it has some sort of mental break and shutdown. He can't process it, and you think he's dead, but then that bit at the end is when you suddenly see that there's a little loophole in the logic, and he comes back, for the sequel in the post-credits thing.
And that leads us to the sequel, which will be called E110N.
There's a lot of. I'm just reading the 6 steps to crossing the road.
Preach, brother Pilnan.
Yes, tell us the words of the Green Cross code.
This is the 2005 version, and it's number 1. Think. Find the safest place to cross, then stop.
Right.
Oh, maybe with that bit in the book, the next step or the next part of that has been erased, so everyone's getting to the safest place and just never going anywhere.
They're the lost souls, the lost crosses.
Finds the final bit of the manuscript that completes the message.
That's
what they know how to cross.
Well, step 2 is stop. This one is irrelevant. It's stop. Stand on the pavement near the curb. So
you never get anywhere like that.
Yeah. 3, use your eyes and ears. Look all around for traffic and listen.
You start looking underneath the soles of your shoes in your backpack.
4, wait until it's safe to cross. If traffic is coming, let it pass. Look. Step 5, look and listen. When it's safe, walk straight across the road. Step 6, arrive alive, which I think should be the name of this film.
Arrive
alive. Oh my God, yes.
Arrive alive. Keep looking and listening. So it's basically, I reckon maybe they can just boil this down to, don't cross the road when there's a car coming.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
That's pretty much
which is why.
No, that's the kind of attitude that's putting that poor little man out of his job.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to cross the code. You got to search for your opportunity. There may be cars, but there's a damn right. You're right to cross the road.
It's your God-given right to cross that road.
I am Green Cross about this. Sorry.
That's quite convincing there,
Sorry.
I was scared.
That was my audition for the messianic figure.
Bloody hell.
Cool. So we've introduced him. He works at the British or the London Transport Museum, British Transport Museum. He's found the Green Cross. He's gone home. His giving his wife half a sandwich, which is greedily eaten. Maybe he can fall in love with her nurse or something. Who
I like that.
Who maybe like.
Because she'll be like safety conscious as well, wouldn't she?
Yeah, and she'll be the first person who listens to him because he's trying to tell it to his wife while the nurse is there, and the nurse is like, "Hey, what's that?" And she becomes the one who encourages him.
She remembers a time where her parents used to treat road traffic victims.
Yeah.
And ever since those days, she's been looking for something to do.
Yeah, and like maybe like. So it goes through the film, and he gathers this following of people who like sort of maybe have mistrusted the cars, or maybe see that there's a better way. Obviously, they're already fat as well, and they're sort of training. So we've got our Rocky montage in there, because they're all training to get a bit more thin, and then we are introduced to Elon, E10, whatever his name is, and there's the conflict where E10 doesn't understand why he has to be safe, because everything is just inherently safe, until he gets to the end where, oh my god, it might not be safe, even if it is safe. And maybe he can take the nurse, and that gives our character like the drive to
I imagined a scene where she's like walking along with him, but this car screeches up next to him. The door opens on its own, and then and seatbelts fly out like tentacles.
And you hear and then click.
Buckle up! And he just fucking storms off. Oh god, so fucking stupid.
Well,
I love it.
I was thinking the way he could start noticing this nurse is that maybe his wife has diabetes or something. No, what is it you take insulin for? That's diabetes.
Yeah, diabetes.
Yeah. So the nurse, she has a 6-step system on how to administer the insulin jab. So he's like, "Oh, you like processes too."
You like processes the processes that take the form of 6 steps too. Wow.
Yeah. I noticed you stopped.
We have so much in common.
I like the Green Cross Code. You like Green Crosses, pharmacies. I think there's something here.
Tenuous as fuck.
Yeah. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Right. So Elon Musk has kidnapped this nurse now.
Yeah. And then, so he demands that this messianic figure, he has to come to Elon Musk's stronghold to meet, to have a parlay, maybe. Yeah. And all the while, and it's been going for a little bit. The cars have been revolting, and there's been a bit of a war. Things are boiling over and getting a bit manic. So he's like, I need to get her back, but I also need to stop this conflict. This is not the way. This is not the Green Cross Code way.
There is only one way to the Green Cross Code.
Yeah, and it is 6 ways. One way. One way. 6 ways.
It's a one-way street, and that is 6 ways.
Yeah, and I intend to look both ways before I cross it.
There's one way, and then there's 6 ways, and then there's 2 ways. 1, 6, 2. There's one. It's just safe, but it's never safe.
Green Cross Code.
You can't. But this is what Elon is doing by the end of the film, going absolutely mental.
He doesn't understand.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. He doesn't
it
have.
Should be one way or another way. Yeah, it can't be one way that is 6 ways that involves 2 things. Is that 2 things per 6? Is that what?
There is, but there should only be one ON way.
Empowering down further.
Yeah.
What if the actual final showdown thing is Elon Musk is on one side. What's our hero's name? Is it the Green Cross Code Man?
We haven't got a name for it.
That's Gordon Green.
Gordon Green. He's on the other side of a really, really busy motorway.
Yeah.
Well, not busy, but there's cars like so this is like, and
they're enemy cars.
Use everything he remembers about the Green Cross Code to get across this road.
Yes.
And he said, "Let's see you get across this road."
I've got the 6 steps in my heart.
Yes, and he stops and listens.
He holds up the book and then just walks across.
It could be one of those ones where he like really listens, and it's sort of like Daredevil-esque.
Yeah,
he
can hear it coming,
out and he hears everything, and everything kind of goes slow motion to him, and then he just walks straight forward.
Yeah, it's that arms wide. He's just walking straight.
I think that's good, but I also think that, true to his character, if he had been reading the Green Cross Code, and say it's like he's at the M25 and he's trying to cross and there's just cars everywhere, he should just stop, listen and look and do all the safety checks, and then just look at Elon the car and just go, "It's too unsafe," and then walk away.
Yeah. He should walk like miles down the road to the nearest crossing point. He's like, "I will be with you in 25 minutes, or it is not safe to pass here."
and he goes, "I shall not pass." And that can be the catchphrase that everyone goes on about in the film.
Exactly.
Cool.
So Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen, yeah.
Young Ian McKellen.
Oh yeah, it's got to be Ian McKellen for that.
Only that bit though. They swap him out.
Yeah. Maybe it can be like a progression thing where he does actually get older in the film. Like this takes years. This whole thing
Green Cross Code
takes
fucking years old.
Yeah, it could be the life and times of this person. It's a in-depth character study, maybe.
He has to have a flat cap and sort of like wire rimmed around glasses, I think.
Yes, definitely.
That's a Gordon Green look.
Oh no, Green Cross Code began in the 70s. So what was that? Was that 40, like nearly 50 years ago?
It could be set in 2070.
Yeah, so it's got to be the future. He just discovers it. Yeah. It's still future times.
I'm thinking, like perhaps it could be like on the 100th anniversary. That's when they're thinking of closing down the Green Cross Code facility. You know, just as a nice round sort of date. On the 100th anniversary, they're going to shut it down. Gordon, we're just not getting the footfall.
Like we made our point.
No, there's work yet to be done. I can sense it. Something's coming. Mark my words. Mark the words of Gordon Green.
Maybe they just come up with eventually him and Elon just come up with a new Green Cross Code.
Yeah.
Called the Greenier Cross Code.
The even Greenier Cross Code. What do you reckon?
What would it be?
Will we have flying cars by this point?
That'd be fucking ridiculous.
Oh my god! Oh no!
What if they just make hoverboards? So then the Green Cross Code is get on your hoverboard and just fly over the cars.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, like the
on how to
hoverboards.
do that safely.
Hoverboards with the wheels, so you're mixing car and walking technology, and then everyone's happy.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's the conclusion. And that's the conclusion that Elon Musk has been set aside, and that's when he opens his eyes, his greeny eyes at the end, and then there's a sequel.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of the ending being a load of kids on skateboards, and there's like Beach Boys music playing.
Yeah.
yeah. So all of it, you have quite a somber, dramatic ending, and then suddenly, so everybody was surfing. US, and it's in London as well. It makes no sense. And everyone's skating as well. It makes absolutely no sense.
Who's gonna be our cast then?
All right, so we've got messianic guy, wife, nurse, the voice of Elon Musk.
Yeah,
and whoever else we want to chuck in there. So what you reckon?
I'm thinking Elon Musk is Microsoft Sam.
Okay, yeah, that's one less person we have to pay then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just use text-to-speech software. And I was thinking as well for Gordon Green, you know, because there's this whole fad of getting actors that are old and making them young again with CGI.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that for all like the flashback sections, it's like a CGI young Ian McKellen. And then Ian McKellen real age for like the modern bits.
I thought you were about to say a young Ian McKellen de-aged for the young bits, but then a really young actor aged up. A different young actor aged up for the older
Ian McKellen
bits.
Yes.
Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender.
They pull a Guy Pearce. Yeah, exactly.
So we could have Ian McKellen de-aged and Michael Fassbender aged up.
Fucking
There we go. Done.
Aged up.
Agreed.
What's Susan Sarandon's English accent like? Is that any good? Because she could be the dying wife. I
reckon she's pretty good.
a
I haven't heard her
actress,
do
isn't
one.
she? I'm sure she
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Who's
Who could
she
be his
gonna
love
be?
interest?
The nurse.
she'll be the dying wife.
But we need a big fat woman.
We could make.
Oh,
we
she
could
can put on
we
some
could
weight.
fat her up.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah,
Austin
just
did it
put
for
her in a-
Lord of the Rings.
Who could be the nurse? Kate Blanchett.
I think Kate Blanchett would be good for the nurse. Yeah, I think she'd do
Pretty
well
versatile.
opposite.
Is she
Ian
not a
McKellen
bit
and
young
Guy
for
Pearce.
McKellen?
No, we can age
come
her
on.
post.
No, she's eternal. She's Galadriel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, of course. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, obviously. yeah, of course, yeah.
What the hell was I thinking?
She should be dressed like that in the Nurse Galadriel.
And we've got Microsoft Sam as Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Can Elon Musk do like a cameo? Can he be one of the really fat people in one of the cars? Just
he
like
be
a
the
bit like
first-
Stan Lee.
Oh
Just
yeah.
I think
Maybe he
He
could
could
be
be
the
the
first
first person to
person
die.
that Elon Musk kills. Is Elon Musk the
Yeah.
E01 Musk kills?
Elon Musk.
Elon
kill.
Musk kills.
Maybe he could be really fucked off with science or something.
I thought of a part for Michael Cera.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, we need him.
Like every
The
car,
first casualty.
every car should like talk to you, like a sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
kit from Knight Rider, and it should be the
Yeah.
voice of Michael Cera.
So what? Every car has the voice of. He's like the programmed voice.
Yeah, he's like, "Where would you like to go?" But
And then hopefully he won't be fucked off then with us because we didn't include him in
our other car
What's it?
movie.
our other car film. So yeah, he can be in this one, and that'll just ease his temper.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's an
He's
easy
the
paycheck for
untempered
him.
Fury
It's
of
just a
Michael Cera.
voiceover, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
so they're asking him really simple question, and he's giving very stuttery, awkward answers back. It's like, take me to the Gherkin. The Gherkin? Why would you want to go there? Where's the Gherkin? Oh,
How much fuel do you have left, Michael? Fuel for what?
someone stupid
Let's get
question.
some for safety.
Good one.
Do we need any more actors?
No,
Can we have a
actually,
cameo?
not.
Can we have a cameo for Johnny Five in Arrive
Oh
Alive?
yeah.
I am Johnny Five. I arrive
And I always
alive.
Perhaps he could be like
Oh, true.
he's like the equivalent of like a bike, and you just kind of jump on his back and he drives you around.
You jump on. There's hundreds and thousands of Johnny Five. Maybe in the car uprising, the Johnny Fives can help the humans fight back because they
Well,
support
maybe
the humans.
that's the new rule for the Green Cross Code. Is there's a Johnny Five on every street, and all
To
have
help
to
you
do-
arrive alive.
Yeah, and all you have to do is just jump on the back of Johnny Five,
Yeah,
who has the
And-
Green Cross Code programmed in its brain.
he looks both ways, and
He
then
looks
he goes.
both ways. He listens and all that, whatever it was, and then
Yeah.
that's how you get
Yeah.
across safely. But
Yeah,
it's like really awkward to hold on to because he wasn't a very
There's just
And he-
angles and edges and things
Yeah,
poking into
he
you.
wasn't
It's
the
just-
He's really
smoothest
fingers
flimsy
get
as well.
trapped.
Yeah.
You break the slightest bit off it and it completely fucks it.
He's
Like
easily
tiny little-
rustable.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing is not designed for any kind of use with a human.
And could it be Michael Cera's voice
It's not
doing an
the
impression
same.
of Johnny Five?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets a
His
double
voiceover
paycheck.
is Michael Cera. For some reason, Elon Musk fucking loves him.
He just thought he was funny to have around.
Elon Musk just pays him millions to be around with him all the time. He hires him as like his personal assistant.
Elon Musk's favorite film is Superbad, obviously.
Oh yeah, totally. It's very scientifically accurate, Superbad. You can't not say that about it.
We got a fucking movie.
Right.
All right.
I think it's time to hit the road. That's what the catchphrase should be.
Oh yeah.
Time to hit the road.
Arrive alive.
Is it time to hit the road? Oh,
Yeah.
question draws in.
Well, guys,
Yes, it is.
I'm going to have to say, for the last time, this series,
Oh.
Ooh.
coming this summer, is Arrive Alive.
Alive.
Alright,
Arrive alive.
We did it!
Arrive alive.
If you guys would like to contact us, you can find us on Twitter at ComingThisPod. You can find us on Facebook at Coming This Summer Podcast. You can subscribe to us on Podbean, which is comingthissummer.podbean.com, or you can subscribe to us on iTunes, which is just type in Coming This Summer. You could leave us a review as well, just to let us know how you think we're doing, whether we should keep doing it anymore. That would be very nice. Thank you. Bye.